this class, we are going to flow so we can let go. The idea is that we are going to focus on what we are doing. And by focusing on what we are doing, we're becoming more aware of the present moment. And then being in the present moment, we can kind of just let go of the chitta vritti or the mind chatter that can keep us kind of stuck in our brains and out of our bodies. And so find a comfortable position to get started. I'm going to start laying down. So if you want to join me, you can come onto your back. You can bend your knees, scoot your bottom forward, and then roll down onto your spine. Let your legs go long, heels in, toes out. Flip your palms to face up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and settle in here. Corpse pose is a wonderful way to put your body in neutral without having to do much effort. So give yourself a few moments here. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale and exhale. Do this a few times as a way to say hello to yourself, getting out of your brain and into your body, so we can get ready to flow and let go of overthinking and obsessing. And so for today, I just want you to be here. Get into your body. Feel the sensations. Feel your breath as it enters when you inhale. The expansion you can get in your core. And then exhale. Feel the breath leaving, the decompression of the core, and the body relaxing. Or at least attempting to, right? Sometimes we don't always get to relax as much as we'd like. Inhale, blink your eyes open. Give yourself a moment to add movement back into your body, wiggling either fingers or toes or both, and moving the ankles and wrists. Inhale, option to reach the arms overhead, pencil stretch, point your toes, arch your back. Exhale, hug your knees in, draw them in towards the chest, rock side to side first, and then begin to rock back and forth. Find momentum until you come up into your seat. And then the seat's just a transition here. So coming onto your hands and knees, inhale. Exhale, let's find child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as your mat. Big toes connect. You could stack one big toe over the other. And then walk your hands forward and rest your forehead down. Let your belly go in between your thighs. And then nod your forehead side to side. Massage your third eye. This is home of the mind chatter, and when it is clear here, we have clarity and focus. When it is muddied here, we have a lot of noise. It's hard to pay attention. It's hard to remember things. So we are almost like spring cleaning house here. Inhale, find stillness. And then exhale, press into your palms and walk your fingertips forward a little bit more, lifting the elbows off of the ground. Elongate through the sides of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to your tabletop, hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Tuck or untuck your toes, whichever you prefer. Your gaze is down. If your head is kind of leaning forward, try to draw the head up towards the ceiling and bring the ears in line with the shoulders. Now, if your pelvis is kind of tucked forward and your belly drops, I want you to draw the belly button towards the spine and point your tailbone directly behind you towards the back wall or wherever you are. Maybe there's a tree behind you. Engaging the core here, pushing the ground away a little bit more. The elbows are facing towards each other or slightly forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, cow pose. Let your belly drop towards your mat. Have your tailbone point to the ground, or excuse me, point to the ceiling, and then lift your chin slightly forward. Your gaze is forward. Draw the shoulder blades further down your back, bringing the shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, cat pose. Tuck the tailbone towards your mat. Draw the belly button further towards the spine. Allow your upper back to round as you bring your chin in towards your chest. It's like you're a scaredy cat. Arching the upper back. Inhale, cow pose. Let's move freely between cow and cat. Exhale, cat pose. Now, if you find that your mind is taking you away from this movement, try to really bring it back and just tell yourself, okay, I am in cat pose. I am in cow pose. I am here. This is now. You could even put whatever topic is in your head on a shelf. Imagine shelving the topic for later. I hear you. I see you. I'm busy right now. I'll get back to you later. And inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. And exhale, tuck your toes. Come to downward facing dog. Lift your hips and push the ground away. Nod your head yes and no, and pedal out your feet. Using movement to kind of get the chatter out of your mind. And then once getting the chatter out of your mind, when we find stillness, the idea is that the stillness becomes a bit more obtainable and peaceful. So finding stillness in your down dog, you could draw the heels towards the floor. Sometimes the heels don't touch the floor. You may also need to bend your knees. What we're focusing on here is the shoulder strength, so pushing the ground away, having the ears in line with the biceps, relaxing the neck. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look at your hands, and exhale, forward fold. Step your feet behind your wrist. Connect your belly to your thighs. So bend your knees as much as you need to do this. And then let your head hang heavy and grab opposite elbows. Releasing through the neck and shoulders. If you want to find that movement again before stillness, we would sway side to side here. You can still nod the head yes and no. Roll out the shoulders if you like. And then find stillness. Inhale. Exhale, release your fingertips and option to toe heel your feet to either hip width or you can have the big toes touch. And then inhale, slowly begin to roll up using your hands to trace the front of your legs, arching the upper back, chin to chest, until you come all the way up and feel ready to lift the head. You may need to roll the shoulders back a few times to find your length here and lift the spine up, so to speak. And then again, finding stillness after we add the movement. So if you'd like, inhale, shrug the shoulders to ears, exhale, roll them back down. Inhale, shrug them up, exhale, roll them down. Do this a few times. Don't forget to roll them forward as well. And then I like to isolate them one at a time. So rolling one shoulder up and back and the other shoulder up and back. And you would just kind of go between right and left shoulder. Once you're ready to find stillness, inhale, standing at attention. So we have the shoulders over hips. Gently squeeze the inner thighs. Feel all four corners of your feet on your mat. And option to flip your palms forward. Taking a breath here. Letting it out. We could even think of using our breath to let it go. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Letting all worries, all of just everything, just letting it all out. Inhale, you are standing. Exhale, shake it out if you'd like. And then inhale, chair pose. Reach your arms overhead and then bend your knees and send your bum back. Now, I have my feet about hip width apart You can have the big toes together so that the feet are closer. I just prefer them to be hip width. You can also bring your hands to heart. Sometimes reaching the arms overhead is really activating for the nervous system. So depending on how you're feeling today, you may not want to activate that much. So I'm going to bring the hands to chest. Inhale and exhale. Now, as we get into these larger ranges of motion, it almost ups the ante where, yeah, it could potentially be even harder to let yourself go into thinking mode because now you have all these bodily sensations. You might have some burning in the legs. You might have some shaking as you're trying to keep your balance. The weight shifts into the heels. The toes can lift. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come all the way to standing, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your variation of knees, chest, chin. I say this because you could just come down to the knees and do like a little push-up and go halfway. And then inhale, upward facing dog. You can now stay on the hands and draw the heart forward this way. Now again, this is a bigger range of motion, so I tend to like less range of motion. That's just my tendency with my chronic illness, my autoimmune body. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now again, if you want to pedal it out, you could do that here. That could feel really nice. Inhale and exhale, find stillness. Inhale, prepare to transition, and then exhale. Let's turn the feet to the left and bend the knees for a down dog twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn the toes to the right and bend the knees. So we're going to move between twisting to our left and our right, turning the toes left and right. And my mat's really squeaky as I do this. So noticing any sounds or sensations. Inhale, come to center, and exhale, find stillness. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Lift your right leg towards the ceiling and keep the right hip in line with the left. You can point or flex or have a neutral foot, but inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Look between the hands, bend your knee in towards your chest, and then step your foot forward towards the hands, and then lower the back knee down. Keep your back toes tucked, and then inhale, come up into a low lunge. So with the back knee down, you can place both hands on that front thigh. Give it a gentle push as you pull the core in. Inhale, option to reach your arms overhead. Exhale, option to tuck the toes, lift the knee a little bit, and then inhale, come up into your high lunge. Only difference with low and high lunge really is either the knee is on the floor or the knee is lifted. And so here we have the knee lifted. We're going to bring the hips to be in line with each other, engaging the core still, arms overhead, bending the front knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, start to look forward and even shift forward. And then exhale, come into a warrior three, shifting weight into the front foot, lifting the back foot off, almost like you're creating a capital T with your body. Inhale, bend the front knee, come back to your high lunge, stepping the back foot to the mat. Exhale, warrior two, open your hips to the left. And now we will bring this front knee over the ankle and the back foot parallel to your mat. Sometimes I like to bend the front knee and just kind of, again, use that movement before the stillness. Arms reach out to a T, or they could even go to your chest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, start to shift forward, and exhale, extended side angle, bringing your left arm overhead. Something that can also be nice here is doing like a few arm circles. So moving counterclockwise and then clockwise. Inhale, reverse warrior, keeping the front knee bent. Reach the right arm up and overhead, feeling a side body stretch along the right. Choosing your gaze if you want to look down or look up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down and take your Chaturanga Dandasana variation. So that's where you're either going knees, chest, chin, or you're doing a little push-up on the knees and then coming into upward facing dog, inhale, or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the left side. Inhale, three-legged downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, keeping the left hip in line with the right. Staying for a breath or two. Sending a signal that your body can be safe here. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Look forward, bend the knee. Step the foot towards the hands. Drop the back knee. Keep the foot tucked. Inhale, low lunge. Sometimes one of my hips will lift. So if that happens to you, making sure that both hips are even with each other. One isn't lifting higher than the other. You could put your hand on the top thigh. Give a gentle push. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Start to exhale, lift the knee, hinge forward, and then inhale, high lunge, coming all the way up. You can even bring the hands to the hips to help you kind of adjust and make sure they are in place where you want them. And it's okay if there's a slight opening. It's just what happens is this takes out the length you can get in the front of the hip, and it can make it a little bit trickier to engage in your core. So that's typically why you'll hear that cue in a yoga class. Inhale. Exhale, warrior three, starting to shift into the front foot, lift the back leg, capital T with the body. There can be a bend in this knee as well. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, turning to your right. Adjusting your stance, you can widen your feet or shorten the distance. Bending the front knee. I like to do it a few times before I commit to being still here. All right, so the left knee is over the ankle, back foot is parallel to your mat. Arms can reach out to the side or hands to heart. Inhale, begin to shift forward, and exhale, come into an extended side angle with the left elbow on the top thigh, right arm overhead. Finding some arm circles if you'd like, clockwise and counterclockwise directions. Inhale, reverse warrior, back hand to back thigh, left arm overhead, left side body stretch. The bend is still in your front knee. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Chaturanga Dandasana, high into mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we can take a moment in child's pose to rest before we flow. So now we're going to be doing our Sun B, one breath to one movement. Inhale and exhale. So taking a little break before we go into it. Embracing what happens today. Accepting ourselves in this moment. When we think about it, the only reality we have is the present moment. Except it can be so tricky to stay in reality and not get distracted by daydreaming, fantasizing, reliving the past, rehearsing, trying to figure out if we could do something different, or if we did do something different, how would life be now? Those are some of the typical traps that we can get into overthinking and obsessing. Inhale, slowly come up to your tabletop, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, one breath to one movement, so it goes kind of fast. If you need to slow it down to your own pace, please do so. Inhale, three-legged downward facing dog, right leg goes up. Exhale, low lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, begin to lift. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three, shift forward, lift off. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, open up. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or bow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot forward, back knee down. Inhale, lift up, stacking shoulders over hips. Exhale, lift. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, opening to the right. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to mid plank. Cartwheeling the hands down. Now, you could even do the version of a push-up and then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The idea is that there's many ways to do one thing, right? So choosing the variation that works best for you today. I rarely do push-up and then upward facing dog, so don't feel bad if you don't do that one. All right, again, inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. We're going to skip the back knee down and inhale, come right into our high lunge. Exhale, warrior three, shifting forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Skip the back knee down. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to mid plank. Chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, again, inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, come right into our high lunge. Exhale, warrior three, shifting forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Skip the back knee down. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to make plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, let's come back into our child's pose. Embracing what happens today, accepting ourselves in this moment. When we think about it, the only reality we have is the present moment. Except it can be so tricky to stay in reality and not get distracted by daydreaming, fantasizing, reliving the past, rehearsing, trying to figure out if we could do something different, or if we did do something different, how would life be now? Those are some of the typical traps that we can get into overthinking and obsessing. Let yourself be still here and take a few moments to just be. As you feel the silence, notice where your mind goes. And if there's been something that you're trying to avoid, see if you can sit with it here. However, if the answer is no, then respect your limits and refocus your mind on either your breath or a mantra, maybe one word that helps you stay focused and present. We'll be here for the next few minutes. Arrive here fully and let yourself be still. Inhale, coming up to tabletop, and exhale, finding a seat. So hopefully we have flowed enough to release any blockages and things that have been feeling stuck in your body. Sometimes what is happening in our brains actually manifests in the body as well through feeling like blocked or stuck energy, kinks or pains, or just like stiffness, maybe. All of that, sometimes we need to move and get into the body first and release it here so that we can release it in our minds. And then vice versa. Sometimes we can release it in our minds and then we can move better in our bodies. So it's ever changing, ever flowing, but you showed up for yourself today. You spent this time, hopefully, in your body in this present moment and letting go as much as you can. So that is not a small feat. Be proud of yourself. If you need to, if the tactile cue helps, pat yourself on the back. Like, you deserve to empower and encourage and lift yourself up. You don't have to constantly nitpick at yourself in order to make yourself more productive, or more worthy, or anything like that. That can keep us trapped in our overthinking and obsessing as well. So enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know how that went for you, if you had any breakthroughs, and I will look forward to sharing the next video and hopefully getting to hear from you then as well. Bye for now. Namaste.
Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need a little calm today. See you next time.